Hi, my name is Daniel Devenney, and this is my debut, Counting Down with Theodore Brown. This book is a coming-of-age love story with a twist. It's about a 19-year-old named Theo. He's very introverted, he has social anxiety. And so when Theo looks into a person's eyes, he sees a number, and this number represents the amount of time he will spend with that person.
So which character would you want to hang out with in real life?
I would definitely see myself hanging out with Hey Jude, just because he's age appropriate for a start, but also we would have a lot in common. And even though my younger self was probably more like Theo, I like to think that today I'm more like Hey Jude.
Do you have any books or authors who you feel inspire you as a writer?
Yeah, definitely. Perks of Being a Wallflower is probably my top YA. I've had the comparison to John Green, and I didn't initially sort of see that myself, but looking back on his books, I can kind of see how influential they have been. Looking for Alaska is probably my favorite of his. Stephen King, I don't think I write anything like him, but he's definitely in my brain, and I do eventually want to branch into horror, so maybe there'll be more of a similarity there. I also love Adam Silvera. I think he's amazing. I love all of his YA books, and he always makes me cry. Becky Albertalli as well, I quite enjoyed her stuff. In terms of adult fiction, Elizabeth Strout, I love. But yeah, there's hundreds.
So music plays such a big part in the story, even as the chapter headings.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you decide on which songs to feature?
It was quite tricky. I listened to music a lot. I didn't actually collect vinyl when I started, but then in researching it for Theo, I fell in love, and now I'm in record stores just as much as bookstores. I usually create a playlist when I start a project, so it'll be like a general story playlist, and then I'll give separate characters their own playlists too, because I'll usually give them their own taste in music, movies, everything, just so that they can really take form. And so I'll listen to a bunch of music on my walks to like get inspired in the morning, and then something will stand out. But I didn't choose the songs until I'd finished the chapter, and then I'd break down the chapter and think, okay, what are the main themes in this chapter? What are the main feelings? And then luckily, because I have so much music in my head, it wasn't as hard as I thought to think, okay, if I was in Theo going through this exact moment, what song would I listen to sort of get me through? And it was quite easy because I just have that, I guess, catalogue in my brain. The harder part was maybe making it a little bit more contemporary, but that was easier with Lil because she had more of a up-to-date sort of taste.
Is there a theme song for the book? If you were to pick one song, could you?
Yes, there actually is, and I kind of discovered it over time, but I think Troye Sivan could cry just thinking about this. The more I listen to it, the more I cannot separate Theo and Lil's story from that song. And I don't know, it makes me choke up when I listen to the song now because I just think about them like they're real people. So yeah, I think if that would be the theme song, if it was a show, maybe.
With the book, did the idea of the countdown come to you first, or was that something that you added in as you started to write Theodore?
The countdown was there from day one. It kind of came from a personal place. I had just applied for my New Zealand residency, and I'd fallen in love with New Zealand, Aotearoa, and couldn't imagine being anywhere else. But at the same time, I was thinking, well, if I choose to stay here permanently, how many days will I have left with my mom or with my best friend or with my sisters? And then that just got stuck in my head, like how many days? And then I thought, if I knew the answer to that question, would I still choose to stay? And then once I'd asked myself that question, I couldn't stop thinking about it. And I guess my way of sort of processing it or grappling with it was writing this character.
I went into this book not really because I don't tend to read the blurbs on the back. I like to just kind of go in and discover what it's about. And so when you find out what the countdown is with his dad, I was like flabbergasted because I just didn't go in expecting it. It was quite hard.
Yeah, I tried to make I wanted that first chapter to sort of have a punch, but also to sort of put you in it.
Yeah.
If you could give Theodore one piece of advice before the story starts, what would you tell him?
I think I would probably give him the piece of advice that he hated the most from Hey Jude, and I would probably give him a copy of The Power of Now in the hopes that one day he would be willing to sort of give it a go. Which is tough. The Power of Now is tough because I've done the book. And yeah, you can read the book and you can say, okay, I'm just going to stay present. But staying present is like, it takes so much work. You can pick up a signed copy now at Book Hero.